What's up, Lou?
Happy New Year, everybody! Oh man, it's been so long. Sorry we went on a 7-year vacation and we're just getting back now.
Awkward.
Ooh,
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 ooh. We
so,
were just having such a good time not doing podcasts.
oh man, I was so happy when I went pretty much the whole month of December without seeing Tweety Bird. It was
That's not
really
even
good for
true,
me.
because we watched Sylvester and Tweety, King
Oh
Tweety.
shit, that's right. We watched King Tweety. We're not really. I don't think we're gonna talk about it today.
No.
But King Tweety, beautiful movie, really. It's got gay people in it. That's
Beautiful
cool.
gay representation, Tweety Bird's non-binary ancestor. It's got it all.
Yeah, I mean, what more could you really want from a Tweety Bird movie? Well, everybody, welcome to Looney Duels. Usually on the show, we will watch some Looney Tunes, I think. What do we do?
Yeah,
I forgot. It's been
we
too long.
kind of do something along that line. Right? Like we do something here. I don't know.
Yeah, but we'll forget about that because it's our 20th episode, which means it's time for some matchups. We have asked all you lovely listeners to send us some situations.
I love situations.
For the Looney Tunes characters to get into. We had about technically 15 suggestions, and we could only do 4, and it was really hard. It was really hard picking them. But thank you for sending them. If yours didn't get picked, it wasn't because it wasn't good. It's just we were overwhelmed.
No, it's because we hated it and you sucked.
No,
you
no,
did
no,
such
no,
a
that's
bad
not
job.
true.
You should have done a
No.
better submission.
No, that's not
Bugs Bunny
true.
will be coming to your house to smash you with a mallet the next hour.
Oh, no. Bugs wouldn't do that unless you anger him. Unless you spite him in some way. We already have the evidence to back this up.
Of course.
But we have some really good ones, though, I think.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, you want to read the first one?
Yeah, this is from Noel1940 on YouTube.com. Suppose that Henry Chickenhawk ventured into the desert in search of chicken, saw the Roadrunner, and decided that the Roadrunner is what he's looking for. The Roadrunner cannot speak. He cannot easily convince Henry Chickenhawk that he is not a chicken. Who would win the ensuing battle? Could Roadrunner escape with his life by his own speed and wit? Perhaps find a way to convince Henry that Wile E. Coyote is a chicken? What if Chickenhawk succeeds? What becomes of Coyote?
Love it.
Yeah, this is a really deep one.
So this is giving us the matchup of Henry Chickenhawk versus Roadrunner, both unstoppable killing machines, both
Right.
very powerful. What would bring Henry Chickenhawk to the desert, though?
The artist and animator put him there.
I think Roadrunner goes to check his mail, and there's a box, and it's got 1,000,000 posted stamps on it.
Yeah.
And the latest one is from a farm somewhere, and he opens it up, because he thinks it's a wily prank, right?
Yeah, he's just
not,
oh
he's not threatened by
brother,
it.
this guy
Yeah.
again. All right, let's see what he's doing.
Opens it up, out pops Henry Chickenhawk, and Henry Chickenhawk's talking a mile a minute. Roadrunner's just kind of staring at him, not really sure how to process what just happened to him. Do you think Roadrunner would be concerned immediately, or would it be a gradual realization of the situation he's in?
Oh, it's a gradual realization, because Roadrunner wouldn't take this as seriously at first. It's just some baby chicken. He's so fast, he doesn't need to worry about him. But then as Henry Chickenhawk breaks the laws of physics and logic more and more, and Roadrunner begins to realize, shit, this isn't some Wile E. Coyote dumbass I'm dealing with. This is an entity of God himself.
So do you think Roadrunner would go to Wile E for help, or would he try and handle it by himself?
I think a Roadrunner secretly has a lot of pride. I think he would refuse to ask Coyote. He couldn't even ask Coyote for help if he wanted to. Because he can't.
That's
speak.
true. He can't talk. What if he used a big sign though, and he held it out and says, "I'm not a chicken." You know what? Henry can't read.
He's right. He can't read. He's stupid. He's a little baby stupid idiot.
Henry Chickenhawk can't read, so the Roadrunner's desperately trying to communicate with him in the only way he knows how, which is signs, and he can't hear him.
Yeah, and Henry he'll hold a sign up that says, "I'm not a chicken." Henry looking like, "I can't fucking weed." And keep walking towards him.
And that's the thing about it, is Roadrunner's really fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Henry starts moving menacingly towards him. Roadrunner's just gonna move out of the way, right?
Right.
But the thing is, Henry doesn't stop. He's kind of have you ever seen the movie It Follows? It's he's kind of like the monster from It Follows, where no matter where you are, he will just always be slowly walking towards you, and he will get to you eventually if you stop moving.
So do you think Roadrunner has fatigue? Is what you're asking here?
Yeah, because we never see Wily tire him out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Wily is more likely to get tired out more than Roadrunner is. Henry has, like, so much stamina and strength that if he wanted, he could just keep walking towards Roadrunner, and Roadrunner could run away all he likes, but eventually Henry's gonna catch up to him.
It's really a
one way or
battle
the
of
other.
exhaustion, really. Like, it's just whoever tires first, and I think that might be Roadrunner, honestly.
Now, what is Roadrunner like when he's panicked? Like, what would he start to do to defend himself?
That's the thing. All he can do is run. He doesn't have any other abilities.
I think he would like try and pull off some Wily moves. I think it'd be a fun role reversal for him to try that.
Okay.
But like he tries to drop a rock on Henry Chickenhawk's head and it just breaks on Chickenhawk's head. Like Chickenhawk just doesn't even care. It doesn't even faze him. His skull is too powerful to be crushed by rocks.
It's kind of a welcome to my world situation.
Yeah, I think at one point like Wily sees what's going on and he kind of just like sits there with some popcorn. Like he's not going to interfere.
He just starts laughing.
Like he thinks it's really funny because I don't think he's ever seen the Roadrunner like stress before, like sweat a little bit, you know, get a little uncomfortable.
I think ultimately, maybe people will disagree. I think Henry would get I think he would get the Roadrunner.
Yeah, I think he would eventually like tire him out, then tie him up and start carrying him off somewhere, and then like Wily would start following them, like slowly. Because Wily's got to get a piece of that.
Oh, of course.
He just kind of like look. He gets his little handkerchief on, you know, his little bib, puts it around his neck, gets his fork and knife, and just like walks alongside Henry. Is like, well, you know, join him, I guess.
Licks his lips.
That's the only thing that could happen, I think. But would Henry share? Would Henry share his feast with Wile E. Coyote?
Here's my dark ending.
Oh, no.
We cut to like the bones of Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Henry has eaten him, and then Wiley walks in, wanting a piece, but realizes there's not any left. He gets sad, and then Henry Chickenhawk goes, "Ooh, another chicken for me!" And then he starts chasing Wiley, and that's how the short ends.
No, Wiley. Oh no, yeah, that's how it would happen. Henry would have his little Roadrunner and his little coyote. Rest in peace.
They're both dead.
They're both dead now. You see, Wiley had so little time to mourn before he had to fight for his life again.
It keeps happening.
Well, good short. Thanks for the suggestion. I love Henry Chickenhawk. I think he's a very funny character.
I love talking about Henry Chickenhawk. He's so fucking funny.
All right, let me read our next one here. So this is from Von Rudy 8084, who sent a few suggestions, which all were very good, but this was the one that I liked the most. Mm-hmm. This one is, Marvin the Martian invades the Porky Farm to abduct some cows in his flying saucer. It's up to Barnyard Dog and Foghorn to stop him.
Why do you like this one so much? I wonder why.
I wonder. I like the idea of Barnyard Dog and Foghorn having to team up.
Okay.
Because oftentimes, even when there is a third, most of the time there is a third party in their shorts, they're kind of working against each other and the third party. Like, they're never really on the same team, except that one time when they beat up that horse.
Right.
But Barnyard Dog and Foghorn have such hatred towards such bitter, petty hatred towards each other. Like, they live in the same area, they see each other every day, and every day it's just on site. Like, they just cannot stop wailing on each other. So what would happen if you introduce something kind of, you know, extraterrestrial into their lives, into their simple farm life, for them to deal with?
Do you think Foghorn even believes in aliens, or is it like a shock to him?
I think Foghorn would be the one to believe in aliens. Barnyard Dog wouldn't, though. Like, Foghorn comes to tell him about it, and Barnyard Dog's like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, that'd be the short then. It'd just be Foghorn trying to get him to help, and then Barnyard Dog, every time he turns his head, he's like, the UFO is gone.
Yeah. And like Foghorn just keeps like trying to save the cows, and like all the chicken and all the other livestock are getting like sucked up into the saucer, and he's just desperately trying to protect them. And Barnyard Dog, that's his job, is just like laying there like, God, he's so fucking stupid.
I say, it was the biggest saucer. I say the biggest saucer, boy. You should have seen it 2 football fields wide, bigger than my mom's ass. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything way to end that.
Now, is Marvin just doing? Is he just doing his usual shtick?
Oh yeah, he's just kind of like he's doing that thing where he's taking his job like very seriously and casually. And he's like, okay, I'm here to get the cows. Nobody get in my way. And then of course, what? Yeah.
Is K9 with him? I just gotta know. I just gotta know if there's a Looney Tunes
you know
dog present at all times.
Yeah, I think in this one he could be there.
Okay, good.
And then of course, when Foghorn Leghorn, the freaking dumbass, starts getting in the way of his plans, he's like, "Oh, you've made me very mad."
I think towards like the third act of the short, Barnyard Dog would actually see the alien situation going on, and he does actually end up helping out a little bit. But I think that powers combined, it's not much, and they also kind of like unintentionally get in each other's way. Like trying to save the cows, they just start elbowing each other and like tripping over each other, and then they end up fighting again.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's just, once they start working together, they aren't doing a very good job at it.
Now, this is how I picture the ending. So I think Marvin will win. I think Marvin has technology and the wits, and he keeps keeps a cool head. I think as he's like trying to get the cows, he's like failing throughout the short in a way, like he's not able to finish his job because Foghorn's messing with him, and then later Foghorn and Barnyard Dog are. But I think at the very end, he's like watching like Foghorn and Barnyard Dog, and they've gotten into like a fight. They're fighting, and Marvin's like, very interesting. And he decides that he's not going to get the cows anymore. He's going to get them instead. So he kind of beams them up and puts them in a tube.
See, it's funny. I had a similar idea about like Marvin wins at the end technically, but here's how I imagined it going. I think Barnyard Dog would sacrifice Foghorn Leghorn. He's like, instead of these lame-o cows, what about a big, juicy, plump rooster? This could feed hundreds. And Marvin takes the bait and he abducts Foghorn Leghorn and leaves the cows behind. But as the short ends and they're flying off, we kind of cut to like Marvin flying in space, and Foghorn is talking to him and he won't shut up. And Marvin just looks really tired, like annoyed.
Marvin's regretting everything in that very moment.
Yeah, that's
Foghorn's like looking around in wonder, but he's like, "Wow, I say, this is quite a spaceship you got here. My dad told me that aliens exist," and he's just fucking going on and off, and Marvin's like, "God, kill me."
Yeah, that's how I picture it ending.
Oh, I love that. That's a great ending. All right, what do we got next?
This one's really abstract and like not abstract, but really, really involved. I would say. It's
this one? Oh God!
It's another one that involves Roadrunner. Wiley has had enough. He has piled all of his fortune. He uses to purchase Acme products together into one massive bounty. All the marbles go to the tune who brings in the Roadrunner. What ensues now? And that's from Lore Star Cutter on Twitter. So first off, we had to determine who would even be part of this. I don't think Bugs would be, because I don't think Bugs is a material person. I don't think he cares about having money.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's gonna like start. Like, we need who would actually rise to the occasion. Like, who's actually gonna like look at the flyer that Wiley passed out, and actually take him up on his offer.
Daffy for sure. Daffy will be here for sure.
Daffy, definitely Yosemite, like 100% Yosemite Sam.
Not Porky. Porky, I don't think would care about this.
I actually don't think Elmer would care that much. This doesn't seem like his game.
No, yeah, I don't think he would get involved with this. But like maybe this is just Yosemite versus Daffy.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, they're both kind of the two greedy ones.
What if Speedy Gonzalez showed up?
Speedy Gonzalez care about material gain though? That's the question.
I think he cares about notoriety.
Okay,
like. He's the guy who caught Roadrunner. He's the fastest mouse in Mexico. So he could do it.
But here's the problem I'm having.
What?
I think Speedy would get Roadrunner immediately.
That's true. It would be way too easy for him, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
He would show up.
Speedy is fast and competent.
What about this? Okay. So it's just Daffy and Yosemite, right, throughout the whole short. And the way it ends, we can discuss the rest of it, but the way it ends is like Daffy and Yosemite are like, they're beaten to hell. They've been fighting with each other all short, and they're like almost about to catch the Roadrunner, and then they like look over and Roadrunner's just like fucking gone, and they're like, what the fuck? And Speedy's just like casually like got him all like tied up, and he's just like dragging him along. He's like, I got him, don't worry. Like, really easy. Sorry, I was late. Bye.
We're really out for fucking Roadrunner's head in this
one. Yeah,
one.
Roadrunner's dying a lot.
The second short we've had with him dying.
Well, I mean, it's
I guess it's the allure of him finally getting caught.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit like Wile E. Coyote right now. Now, we seen a lot of Daffy and Yosemite in a short together?
I don't think we've watched a single short with them together besides technically Space Jam.
What about the mitosis, Yosemite Sam mitosis episode where he's like two? There's like two of him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I don't think that counts too much.
They're both selfish and greedy characters. Like, they're both really like motivated by greed and gain, and they're both really willing to like underhand anyone they work with.
Right.
So that's kind of an interesting perspective here. It's greed versus greed.
That's true. Maybe they would like. I feel like Yosemite is like just crafty enough to kind of like trick Daffy a little bit, just a little bit, to be like, hey, let's team up, partner. Like, let's get them together and we'll split the cash. And Daffy's like, okay, I don't have to do like half the work then. Like, I can, bum off this guy. So Yosemite Sam's like, he's the one who's like driving them along. I imagine they're in like, Yosemite's got a car. I bet he's got a crappy car, but they're out driving in the desert. And Daffy's like sitting in the back singing songs, and Yosemite's in his mind thinking of all the ways he's gonna like just fuck over Daffy once they get the Roadrunner. a little betrayal, some drama in there.
Yeah.
They break each other's hearts.
I think another thing to keep in mind is these are both characters who are quick to anger, right?
Yeah.
Like, they both get mad really fast.
Yeah, I think after just like one or two attempts at catching the Roadrunner, they would get like pissed off like really fast.
I think very quickly they would stop making actual plans and just do like a brute force throwing themselves at stuff.
Yeah, like it starts out they like, getting out the blueprints and like setting up these traps and stuff, really, really going at it, and it's just not working. It's the same shit Wiley does, so they're like, okay, this isn't gonna fucking work. I'm just gonna fucking grab him.
Somebody's just shooting guns and Daffy's just like flinging his body at Roadrunner, and it's just trying to like grab him by the neck.
God, and then I think at one point like Daffy accidentally like interferes in a way, like maybe he's Roadrunner's like coming down the road, right, and he's just like booking it. Yosemite's chasing after him, shooting guns. Meanwhile, Daffy's like hiding behind a cliff, and he's like poised to like jump and like tackle Roadrunner. But when they pass, he jumps and he like gets on top of Yosemite instead, and they start fucking fighting with each other because they're just so mad. They need somebody to like put their anger out on.
They just spend a minute hitting each other. Like, for a minute straight, the short just forgets about Roadrunner. It's just these guys, like, furious at each other, trying to cause as much harm as possible to the other one.
Then they, like, stop, and that's when they notice that Speedy has claimed their prize.
He's like, hey, dorks! What do you think they would do after the reveal of Speedy? Would they just stare agape?
I think they would, like, stare at him. Now the thing is, can Speedy carry Roadrunner?
He's powerful, yeah. He would just pick him up like a finger and start running.
Okay, yeah. I think like he would literally like wave at them, I don't know, flip them off, and then like speed off. Like he'd be like fucking a cloud of dust before they could properly react.
Right.
Like they would just start staring at him. And then I think, I think Yosemite and Daffy would like look at each other kind of sheepishly, like kind of embarrassed from all the fighting they've been doing. And Yosemite be like, partners again. And Daffy's like, all right. And they like shake hands and they like start walking off into the sunset. I think I want a beautiful ending like that.
They have a kick me sign on their back.
Oh, those two. Oh man, now I want Yosemite and Daffy to be real. I want them to have shorts together where they're like a duo, where they're constantly betraying each other.
But they're friends at the end of the day.
Oh,
Till the
beautiful.
End.
All right, are you ready for our last one?
I'm ready.
Okay, so. This one, when I read it, I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about it as like a survival horror game. So I'm going to read this out to you. It's pretty long. It's from @PuffleHugs on Twitter.
Yeah.
Elmer Fudd is in a dire situation. With his
Yes.
hunting not paying the bills, he's had to take up a job as a farmhand, collecting eggs from the chickens. However, one day, he walks in to find that all the chickens have disappeared, leaving him the only thing in the coop, as Henry Chickenhawk, looking for a meal. He walks in. All the chickens have already run for the hills, so when he walks into their domain, all he sees is Elmer Fudd. There's only one conclusion he can make. Elmer is boxed in, weaponless, and only has his wits now. If he escapes the coop, he may find weapons about the farm, but that's only if he manages to get past Henry.
This is fucking insane.
I have such a vivid image of this.
Horror movie.
I have such a vivid image of like what this looks like the dark lighting in the I think it's like late at night, and it's like there's dark lighting, and like
it's gotta be a stormy night.
Yeah, there's like the moonlight's like hitting in that like one window in the coop. Like Elmer's like looking around, like trying to see where all his chickens went, and then like lightning flashes in the doorway, like the silhouette of Henry Chickenhawk like spreads across the coop, and like Elmer turns around, and there he is standing there menacingly.
And he's just like, "Where's my chicken? Chicken."
That's the call Henry Chickenhawk does in like a Dead by Daylight like game when he's close to you.
Dude, I like the idea here that like Elmer knows to be scared of me. Like Henry Chickenhawk is a known entity he should be scared of.
Maybe he's heard all the rumors, right? Like he knows that he should be worried about Henry Chickenhawk. Now, so if in this situation, this is very particular situation. Henry's at the doorway.
Right.
Elmer is standing there. Can he get past? Does he try to reason with Henry? Does he try and like talk to him first, or is he immediately like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, like right now?
I think Elmer, because he would have no weapons, he would try to reason first. Like he would be like, "Oh, hello, little chicken. You want to let me go? What's up with you?" And then he would try to be really nice and kind about it. And then immediately the situation would clearly become, "No, you can't. There's no way out of this. That's kind." I think what he would do is he would turn around and claw out from the wood behind him. He's so scared.
Gives a little like nervous smile to Henry, and then like immediately just books it, starts fucking like ripping at the wood, and like busts out, and there's like an Elmer shaped hole in the wall.
And then what it does is like the lightning strikes, and then it cuts back to like Henry Chickenhawk smiling. The lightning like makes him look evil.
So once Elmer's out of the of the coop, I think he goes for like whatever farm tool he can find. Like he like runs to like the barn, and he's like looking around. He grabs like a hoe, he grabs like a rake. He's like he's looking at it. He's like trying to find something, gets a cow prod, whatever. And like all in the while, he could like hear like Henry calling out to him like, "Here, chicky, chicky, chicky," like very slowly approaching him, and Elmer's like sweating. He's like breathing really heavily, and it's like it's starting to get muddy on the ground. So every time he tries to like run, he kind of like slips a little bit.
Yeah, he's dirty as hell now. It's like his shirt's kind of unbuttoned from like getting like torn and stuff.
Now, would Elmer be able to fight off Henry Chickenhawk if he got himself like a weapon? Would he be able to like temporarily stun Henry?
I think you'd be able to get him away for a bit.
Would he?
Just a bit, though.
Would he sacrifice the lives of his other lives? Like, are the cows and stuff still around?
No, my ideal here is they're all gone. Like they all ran off immediately. Like they all heard they all heard Henry Chickenhawk was coming, and they all left immediately.
They said, "Fuck this."
And it's only Elmer. Like there's like a piece of paper left behind, clearly signed by like Falk, that says, "You're on your own, pal."
I said, "You're on your own, son." Oh no. No, I think that Elmer would like retreat to the house. Like he's got a nice farmhouse right on the property, so he grabs maybe like a thing or two, and he goes back to the house because he's definitely got a gun in the house. I feel, like
Right.
some sort of something. Goes into his house, like locks all the doors. He's like making sure all the windows are closed, and he like sits in his room with his gun, like waiting, and he just hears like the creaking of the wood as Henry like steps onto the front porch, like the jostling of the front door, and then he just hears it like fucking fall down, and Henry bursts into the house, and he's like hears him coming up the stairs.
Can I add to this idea?
Yeah.
I think the climax of the short is he finds his gun finally. Like he like digs up his gun out of his house, and it ends with him trying to load his gun, but he's like so shaky and nervous he keeps dropping the bullets and he can't load it. And when he finally gets it in, it's finally cocked and loaded. You see the shadow of Henry Chickenhawk, and then the screen cuts to black, and you hear Elmer screaming.
It fades back in, and Henry's there just like licking off a bone, and he's like, that was one good chicken. Just irises out. A lot of people are dying and getting eaten by Henry Chickenhawk in this episode.
This has been a really violent like scenarios. The only one that's end like in a funny comedic way is the fucking Marvin and Foghorn road trip ending.
Well, you know what's funny is we had a lot of suggestions, or actually like a handful of suggestions that referenced in a Looney Tunes OC we made in the last one of these we did, and I was like, man, just now remembering how lighthearted the horse OC Sheriff Foghorn short was compared to the House of Horrors. Henry Chickenhawk trying to kill Elmer Fudd.
Oh, I mean, there's gotta be a scene in that one where, like, he's in a room full of mirrors and Henry's on every mirror and he's going, chicken, chicken, chicken.
Like every kind of horror movie trope you could think of is just happening to Elmer. He, like, goes into the bathroom and he, like, closes the fucking cabinet mirror and Henry's behind him.
He goes into the closet and, like, he lights his candle and the skeleton of Foghorn Leghorn is in there. Having been gotten already.
No, oh my god. Well, that's all that we're gonna read today. That's all we're gonna theorize on. I'm sorry about all the eating, the cannibalism in some way.
All the murder?
Yeah, sorry about all that. That's ooh. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, New Year. Oh, it's gonna be Valentine's Day soon.
Oh yeah, shit. I want to read a comment. I don't remember if we read comments like at the end of the last one, but I really need to read this comment from the last video by Banshee Nate.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm. So when you guys refer to this hypothetical battle to the death between all the Looney Tunes, what do you think would be the ideal battlefield? Would it be the wide valleys and canyons where DBZ fights take place? A Fortnite-esque island featuring several different biomes and terrain, or maybe one of the locations from the shorts? Forest, desert, city, farm? ? And I'm so glad you asked this, because, you know, whenever I pictured this battle, I actually did picture a very, like, Fortnite-esque map.
Me too.
Like, just like every...
too.
Because there are certain Looney Tunes characters who thrive in certain biomes, right? Like, I feel like if Roadrunner was in the city, he would be very... Like that would be a huge nerf to him. Like, a crowded city where he can't,
he'd just be constantly running the buildings.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be very hard for him. So, I think to give everyone, like, fair play... Like, playing ground, you know... to give everyone a fair fighting ground, it needs to be something to like a diverse place, because there's not just one place where all of them are going to, you know, be okay. But now, to be honest though, the second place I always imagined when I pictured this battle to the death was a just giant cube of a room where all the walls were white. And they just gotta throw them in there. Just like a video game testing area, you know, where like there's no textures and you just throw them all in there. Because that would be a very brutal fight.
You just fucking Daffy's walking off from just finishing off like a really intense fight he barely survived. He's just walking by like the corpses of lesser Looney Tunes who didn't make it in there in the fight.
Exactly.
Forced to see them all in this white cube void.
The last Looney Tune standing is the only one allowed to leave the cube. The fight cube.
Awesome Looney Tunes cube.
Awesome. Super awesome. Can't wait to see it in the mobile game.
Yeah.
Well, I guess until next time, Send us questions, comments. We had some fan art. I'm gonna
Concerns.
put the fan art up. I'm gonna put it up right now.
Okay.
It's here. You're looking at it. It's on the screen.
Ooh.
Wow. Ooh. Cute.
Oh.
I liked it, so
Hawaii.
I'm putting it in this. I'm putting it in the episode. All right.
Okay, that's good. Until next time.
Until next time. That's all, folks. Bye
Bye.
bye.